Have you guys ever started a series and then wondered to yourself, damn, this is way too good to be true? Well, that's me with this manga right here, Daemons of the Shadow Realm. It is a newer series created by the same author that worked on Full Metal Alchemist, Hiromu Arakawa, and I did not butcher that. And it's a series that starts out completely with a bang and starts out one way and then throws you completely on the other side without any remorse for it, and you are just there for the ride because it's so damn good. So Daemons of the Shadow Realm, like I said, basically starts out in the premise of one world where you think this story is going to stick to that world, and then characters appear that take you to a different world that make you go, what is going on here? And at the beginning of the story, the world that I'm talking about is almost like a basically like a Inuyasha type beat. It's like an early time in Japan, feudal Japan, I believe is what it's called, and it makes you feel like there's some sort of mythology going around because the main character is a boy who, by the name of Yudu, who has a sibling by the name of Asa. Now, Yudu and Asa are siblings. Similar to Full Metal Alchemist, that's the only similarity though. Two siblings that one of them is kept away and safe and locked up behind bars. They don't really tell you why, other than that's where she has to be. And then you have Yudu, who's out in the front lines getting things for the family that they need. But quickly, that goes away instantly. So you instantly get thrown in by two new characters, and just an army, literally like an army, just shows up, which makes no sense because like they're not supposed to have technology like that. But obviously, there's people entering the world from a different part of the world. Now, this is where I get into at the top of the video when I mentioned that it throws you into one setting and only to take you to another. And this manga series does that completely, in also the sense of taking you from one genre of a storytelling to another genre of storytelling. The first genre being obviously this mythological sort of tale type of old folklore type of genre where you get like this sort of history lesson within the mythological aspects of Japan, and then you jump into present times, where the genre is much more of like a spy thriller type of genre, where you have characters that are out trying to get Yudu because Yudu is the possessor of two very powerful daemons, and his sister Asa is also a wielder of a daemon of herself. I believe she is. And daemons are basically, I mean, they're kind of like yokai. They're Pokemon, they're Digimon, however you want to consider them. They're like things that you can control and use at your will. It can be many things. It can be taken the form of fish. In the instance of Yudu, they are two statues that come to life, lions per se that take human form. One of them being a male figure and the other one being a female figure. Two statues that are told to Yudu that we're watching him from the very beginning. And Yudu's motivation at the beginning of the story starts off one way and then ends up leading to a different way because he finds out that his sister was not entirely the same sister that he was talking to in his village, but really the girl that came in from a different from the different world, the real world, and wanted to get Yudu back with her by her side. And that dynamic is very different because you don't start out with the siblings together. The siblings are separated. You have Asa, who has joined forces with a task force in the much more modern world, if per se, and she is out looking for her brother so that she can bring him to where they are. And we don't know entirely the motives of the group. We don't know entirely what they're trying to do, other than that's basically what they want for now. But with Yudu, his motivation at first was to help his sister so that she can live a free life, but obviously finding out quickly that his sister was this other figure, and then having the thought of the possibility of his parents not being dead and that they might be alive somewhere in the real world, and maybe they just fled this fake world that or this other world that's much more traditional in old times, that makes Yudu want to go out and pursue them. He's no longer interested in his sister, while albeit I'm sure that's in the back of his mind. But if he has to go past her and sort of get information. His goal now is to find his parents. And it's interesting to see a story start out one way, lead to another way, and never miss a beat. Daemons of the Shadow Realm is definitely a manga that I highly recommend because I just overall from this first volume feel enthralled in the world. I'm so curious to see more daemons, more people that are wielders of daemons, and more just story concepts being brought to the fold, and then different genres as well. Now, obviously, the story, like I said, starts out one way, and it could seem a little bit confusing if you're reading the first chapter. It's a lot. It all happens all at once. They don't really miss a beat there. It's definitely one of those stories that starts out and it's going to unwield itself as the story continues and as you continue reading. But those are the types of stories that I personally am a fan of because they don't really waste any time in trying to give you some big backstory. They'll give you that backstory in due time, and clearly there's more to these two siblings than meets the eye, and clearly there's two different motivations within them, and we're going to see them eventually clash, which is going to make the story even more impactful because you're seeing perspectives from different lenses, different characters, multiple motivations, and they all feel real, organic. And the main character himself in Yuju, he doesn't feel in Yuru doesn't feel like a contrived main character either. It's not like I'm gonna go get this and ha. It was more of like he battened down his brain and he took everything that was happening to him because he got shoved all these new ideas all at once, and he took all of that and came to a conclusion as to what he wanted to pursue in his life and what he wanted to do from that point on. And it's honestly kind of refreshing to see from the normal shonen protagonist takes that you see where it's just like, I'm going to be king of the pirates. I'm going to be the Hokage. I'm going to be the strongest there is. The one thing that I like about Hiromu Arakawa is her main characters have actual real motives. They have motives that make sense and motives that make you want to follow these characters because you feel like there's going to be a through line and a real arc and a real true ending that it'll be satisfying to see, much like Full Metal Alchemist if you read that. So yeah, like I said, I highly recommend this manga. I honestly I can't speak highly about it enough. I'm just waiting for volume 2 to come out because I would love to make content on it. I would love to talk about it because that's how much I am invested in this series. Arakawa herself has knocked it out of the park again. I couldn't believe that she could do it again after Full Metal Alchemist, considering how good that series is. But I'm saying it, she's doing it again. And so you guys let me know what you guys think. Have you read the manga Daemons of the Shadow Realm? What do you think? Am I just is my take on it wrong? I didn't really review it per se. I kind of just wanted to talk about it. It's not a traditional review. I don't really like giving like numbers or like grades or whatever to stuff, but I definitely do highly recommend it. If you can't tell, I enjoyed it. There's no reason for me to give it a ranking or anything like that. Generally, I just enjoyed the manga. I enjoyed the series, and I'm willing to read more to see where it goes. So again, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I should make a video of volume 2 when it drops or just wait for a couple of volumes to drop. You let me know. But for now, I wanted to make a video on the first volume just to let you guys know, hey, this series is good. Go out, read it, support it. Hiromu Arakawa deserves it. She's making bangers of manga. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to dip. I'm going to leave you guys there. So, if you've watched this video to this very end, I would appreciate it if you subscribed. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and every person that subscribes, I'm going to give you. So I'm speaking out of my ass. Anyways, the video's over. Bye.